Wonderful news for DC Comics, cause Scott Snyder is planning an absolute event, y'all. Man, we should have seen this coming with all the success that Absolute Comics has been bringing us. I mean, this gave DC the rejuvenation that it needs, man. The success of Absolute Comics is gonna spin off into more TV series, more animated movies. I mean, come on. We might even get that Martian Manhunter animated series that we all been wanting. You know what I mean? I mean, at least I've been wanting it. Absolute Martian Manhunter sold 120,000 on the pre-order. It ain't even dropped yet, you know? And for a Martian Manhunter book, that's freaking great. That's freaking great. The Absolute world is changing life for DC Comics. It really is. Batman can't get enough of it. Wonder Woman, we love that too. Superman is cool, but the whole universe as a whole has done nothing but sell well and resonate with the people. People can't stop talking about how the lore of Batman changed, but this Batman just straight stocky and brutal, and you know what I mean? So this article from Bleeding Cool, I guess Scott Snyder sat down on Comics Watchers podcast and he gave some more details about the Absolute event that we got coming up. I already feel like I've been talking too much. Let's get into this article. Scott Snyder gave the Comic Watchers YouTube podcast a massive rundown about his plans for the Absolute Universe and more. We got some sale figures and hints as to what else was coming, but there was much more besides. Both his plans that didn't happen and those that will. I had an idea for a Dark Side book that would have anchored the meta story that we were doing. And then, if all those things got taken, I had an idea for a Detective Chimp book. I've had this Detective Chimp book in my head since we did the Wild Hunt and Death Metal with Grant Morrison. And I pitched them the idea back then. They were very supportive, but DC was very funny about that. They were. You'd have to take a big pay cut to do Detective Chimp. And there were a couple artists I named that wanted to do it. They were all relatively high-end DC artists, and they were. Detective Chimp is not going to sell. You got to put Batman in every issue if you want to do Detective Chimp. I would have still done it. I know I could have convinced them. I would have done it for free. Now, let me interject real quick before I get back to the article. This is the problem with DC, man. Batman. And me being a fan, I feel like the fans, did we do this to ourselves, y'all? Or is it DC fault not marketing no other characters to pull in more fans? You know what I mean? And not just pull the fans in, but keep them there. Batman is our biggest character at DC Comics, but we still need other characters, and it feels like all they want to do is Batman origin story, or Batman at Gotham. Everything revolves about Batman because it's all about that mighty dollar. We gotta be willing to take a chance on some of these other characters and make them pop. Marvel and Deadpool. Deadpool didn't have a best-selling comic book series. You know what I mean? Deadpool didn't have a best-selling game. It was a great idea. Marvel took the chance, and it popped. Hey, DC really need to get behind John Cena's Peacemaker, man. Like, what we doing, man? Like, what we doing? Why? It's a damn shame we ain't got a Peacemaker ongoing series right now. That is crazy to me. Like, as popular as the show is, Suicide Squad, Isekai, and we ain't got no Peacemaker ongoing series. Scott Snyder was trying to do Detective Chimp. That was his love for it. And the first thing they said is, put Batman in every issue for it to sell. We got to get away from this. This is killing us, DC. This Batman, Fanatic shit is killing us. It's killing the fans, man. Because that's all we're getting. Batman games. There's so many other characters. Marvel is staying afloat, but they have so many other characters they can go to. DC, come on, man. Business is business. They already canceled the Wonder Woman game. Didn't even give it a chance. Yes, Suicide Squad flopped because we want superhero games to be single player adventure world games, not no live service, man. But anyways, let's get back to the article. I'm going off on a tangent. So we may well get an absolute Detective Chimp book coming down the line. He continued, clarifying absolute plans to come. I want to be clear to everybody out there what my relationship is to DC right now. I got a writing contract to write a certain amount of books over the next couple of years. It was really just kind of a flagship book and then books that involve the meta story, the all-in #1 special. We're planning, without giving too much away, but big spoiler, we're planning a second beat of that meta story, a big event towards the end of this year. I'm really excited about that. So I'll be involved in that, and then I'm re-upping now for another year to get to the big finale of that story in 26-27. So a DC absolute crossover event special thing for the end of 2025, and a DC all-in absolute finale for the story that began in the first special with Darkseid and the Absolute Universe in late 2026 or early 2027. And there is definitely some room for Absolute Detective Chimp along the way. And that is the end of the article. I love to hear that he still wants to do Detective Chimp. Yo, we gotta go pick this up. We gotta go get this Absolute Detective Chimp, y'all, and get it selling off the shelves so we can get other heroes, so we can get other properties that we want to see, because they seem to be so stuck on Batman, and that's basically what he's saying, man. That's basically what he's saying. The all-in special. That's what Darkseid and Booster Gold. You know what I mean? I believe Booster Gold goes through the portal to find Darkseid. And yes, that all-in special, fire. I do want to see where the event is going. The Absolute Universe has been damn good. Caught me by surprise, y'all. We got Dennis Camp writing Absolute Green Lantern. Dennis Camp is writing the Ultimates right now. He's going to be the one writing Absolute Green Lantern. You know, Dennis Camp been killing it over there on the Ultimates. Now I got some news on Absolute Martian Manhunter. #1, selling 120,000 copies. But Absolute Flash #1 sold even more. Yo, this Absolute Universe is gonna change the game for DC Comics, y'all. It's gonna change the game, man. We might finally get some other characters with the machine behind them besides Batman. Somebody like Scott Snyder, a guy with cachet. He even sounds like he's tired of it. Let's get into this article. Scott Snyder told the Comic Watchers YouTube podcast, "I'm so proud of the FOC for Absolute Martian Manhunter." And that's the perfect example of a book that you could not get in the main universe whatsoever. But Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez just murdered it. Okay, so Dennis Camp is writing Manhunter, not Green Lantern. My bad, y'all, my bad. Hey, players mess up too, man. Players mess up. Talking about the Absolute line, he added. The first 3 have a similar kind of ethos, but after that, we want to give you a real variety. So Absolute Martian Manhunter is artistically really unconventional. It's really huge ideas. It's very ambitious. I love it to death. I think it's gonna win the Eisner. It's that kind of book that challenges you. and I really feel good about it. We just got our numbers, and I said Martian Manhunter sold over 120,000 copies, which to us is mind-blowing. That's not a book, nor is Absolute Flash, which sold even more like books that you would think would sell 100,000. Those numbers are insane to all of us, and the fact that people are showing up for them, it's so gratifying. Absolute Martian Manhunter #1 by Dennis Camp and Javier Rodriguez will be published on the 28th of May 2025. Here's a compilation of the previews so far. Okay, I like that. Okay, this got the he got his little MIB going on, you know, man, Martian in black. MIB, Martian in black. Hey, I'm corny, y'all. Nah, I be wildin', bro. I be wildin'. Here come the Martian in black. Hey, Galaxy Defender. Here come the Martian in black. Just don't use no ember. Oh man, let me stop. Okay, I like how this looks though. I like, it kind of got that noir feel to it. It's kind of funky looking. It's got a noir hippie feel to it. This panel right here has got the noir hippie feel to it. Yeah, this is gonna be dope. Like, this is gonna be dope. And I like Martian Manhunter. I like the Martian Manhunter design with that one eye, bro. I like that. See, change stuff around. Hey, I'm not afraid of change. I welcome it. And Dennis Camp been killing it right now in Ultimate. You know what I'm saying? So, man, Absolute Martian Manhunter, yo. In May, gonna be fire. I already know that. Yeah, this is very noir-like, man. I'm just getting that noir feel. Like, so dope, so dope. Love these panels. Love that cover right here, man. With the FBI badge. Love that joint. Absolute Martian Manhunter #2. Is this all just thought smoke? The other dimensional alien consciousness calling itself the Martian continues its invasion and transformation of John Jones' mind. The by-the-book FBI agent has been drafted into a cosmic war that will make him question the nature of reality and test his belief in good. That ends the article on Absolute Martian Manhunter. Rich Johnson wrote the last article from Bleeding Cool. So first of all, the art looks amazing, very different. The tone that I got from the book, like I said, it was very noir feeling, psychedelic hippie type feel. I mean, that's the best way that I could describe it looking at some of those panels. Very mind-blowing, you know what I'm saying? Dope. An issue that I'm not gonna miss. Now I got an article on Absolute Green Lantern. I've been waiting for this one. Green Lantern, one of my favorite heroes. Green Lantern Corps, my favorite team right under the Justice League. And this article, Absolute Green Lantern, comes from Games Radar. We're just weeks out from the next batch of DC Absolute Universe comics landing in stores, joining the best-selling likes of Absolute Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, and Superman. Will be 3 new titles, Absolute Flash, Absolute Martian Manhunter, which both arrive later this month, and Absolute Green Lantern, which follows at the start of April. The latter is coming from the impressive creative team of writer Al Ewing. So we got Al Ewing writing Green Lantern and Jaho Lindsay on the art. I expect greatness from this book. Al Ewing has really been in his bag, y'all. He been in his bag. I've been rocking with Al Ewing. I take it back to Loki, Agent of Asgard. I know he got hot with Immortal Hulk, then Immortal Thor, and now all new Venom. He done took off. Al Ewing has been smoking shit. He been smoking shit. Like, let's get back into this article. Now, DC has released some early art covers from the first issue, giving us a stronger hint at the tone of the new series, which is putting the relatively new character of Joe Mullen front and center alongside Hal Jordan. Here's a gallery of covers from the first issue, including Lindsay's main cover and a black and white variant, plus variants from Gillette Nika, Martin Simmons, Ryan Benjamin, Raphael Albuquerque, and a full Green Lantern logo variant. Boom. Okay, I like that. I can't wait for Absolute Green Lantern. Okay, y'all got Joe with the braids, man. Nah, she gotta have the glasses on, y'all. I love Joe's original design from Far Sector, man. You know what I mean? I'm not really feeling her with the braids and all that, man. Go back to Far Sector, Joe. Joe Mullen made her debut in 2020 limited series Far Sector by writer N.K. Jemisin and artist Jamal Campbell. The book was published by DC's now defunct Young Animal imprint and proved to be a huge success with fans and critics, winning 2020's prestigious Hugo Award for Best Graphic Novel Story or Comic. Then Joe has become a regular part of the more mainstream Green Lantern titles in what is known as the DC All-In universe. The unlettered preview pages below don't give a lot away about the new Absolute's comic story, but they do indicate that while still being cosmic in scope, the new book will take place in part of Earth. While still being cosmic in scope, the new book will take place in part on Earth. So what is the first arc title? The Black Hand. We have solicitation blurbs for the first 2 issues, but they don't give much away. This is intentional, with Al Ewing having previously indicated that the series is best approached without knowing too much in advance. Without the corpse, without the ring, without the willpower, what's left is the absolute Green Lantern. Yo, so that was all we got on Absolute Green Lantern. I'm feeling it, man. Why no Hal Jordan love? I don't think much people are going to accept this book because JoJo is starring in it. Well, Joe is starring in it. I know people want more Hal Jordan. This book probably would have been better if it hadn't been Hal. You know what I'm saying? But we know, we still got Jeremy Adams' Green Lantern run that's featuring Hal Jordan, so maybe that's the reason why we didn't get Hal, because Jeremy Adams is already doing something with Hal, and not only is he doing something with Hal, he's killing it. His Green Lantern run has been one of the best runs in years. It's top notch. Me personally, I'm intrigued to see what Al Ewing can do with Joe. He's gonna have far more free reign. She don't have that much backstory, so he can add a lot of things. Hopefully, they're not trying to sell me on a book that's got a hot writer's name, but the content is garbage. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's my thoughts on Absolute Green Lantern. I don't have a problem with Joe. Do I wish it was Hal, John? Nah, actually, I feel like Absolute Green Lantern should have really been Kyle Rayner. And when's the last time we really got some Kyle Rayner stories, brand new joints though? You know what I'm saying? Like, Absolute Green Lantern should have been Kyle. I would have loved it to be Guy Gardner. I'm surprised with the Superman movie coming out that Absolute Green Lantern wasn't Guy Gardner. They kind of dropped the ball on that. Because you already got an Absolute Superman, Absolute Green Lantern, Guy Gardner. I mean, come on, it's right there. Why they chose Joe is baffling to me. Unless Al Ewing, if anybody can do it, Al Ewing. Unless he got some tricks up his sleeve for Joe that we just don't know about. I feel like you could have chose Guy. We would have loved to see Kyle. I want more of Kyle, you know? It's been a while since we got some good Kyle Rayner stuff, man. It has been a long while. But Guy Gardner will be hitting the screen with Superman, so I guess I'm just gonna have to wait till July for that. This book better be good, though. It better be good. I'm your boy, Super Duper Deuces. I do like Joe better than Jessica Cruz. if that means anything. Which one do y'all like more, y'all? Joe or Jessica Cruz?